Hello, hello, hello. We are live. Live on Twitch. Yep. Live on YouTube. Yep. And live on Kick.com. We'll turn that off. And we got to turn down the epic Diablo 2 music. You're welcome. And it's temple time, baby. I don't even have my chat up. Fail. There we go. Is that working? Yep. All right, temple's locked, temple's locked. We have 2 extra 43 crystals. We're ready for a good night. We just have to turn down Diablo music. What's up, F8? How's it going, man? Hey, Bosny. Good evening. How are you guys? Thanks for coming by. Hello, L Hunt. I love the D2 music as well. I'm glad there's another enjoyer out there. Probably for PoE sound, all I need is like loot filters, so that way we hear wonderful tinks. Actually got that up pretty loud. Turn it up over here a little bit. Oh, whoops, wrong way. Good morning, yes. Oh, it's morning where you are. Interesting. Always interesting. Yo, what's up, D-Do boy? Yeah, this is the Blood Mage, not the Stormweaver. I haven't played the Stormweaver in quite some time. That was a League launch build, and I switched to the Blood Mage, maybe like 2 weeks in. And I've been Blood Mage ever since. Yes, I heard about the Frisia. In a vacuum, I'm very excited about a Frisia League. The fact that it's like 2.5 to 3 weeks long has me a lot less excited. I was sad, actually, because that's just not much time to. And for a dad like me, that's not much time to get things going in the PoE League. Yeah, Comet is way OP. They definitely took over the league big time. Yeah, I've done quite a few updates. My most recent guide update in video basically breaks Blood Mage down into 3 different variants, varying in skill, power, and budget, and also just like how they do what they do. And of course, the one you're looking at here is the most tuned variant and most expensive. But all 4 variants are designed for the temple and are strong in the temple. Yo, what's up? Call me Burr. Hey, Remo. What's up, man? I know, right, Remo? It's sad. I mean, I would love to free chef for like 3 months. If they would just, if they would just cancel their plans for a new league and give us free chef, I would be totally fine with that. Because then we could like really do free chef. But oh well. No, I probably won't do the Frisia event, Remo. I would love to. I just can't. Like, I can't. Even if I went really hard for like 2 weeks, I just wouldn't get anywhere near what I would want to do with a Frisia League. So it would be like, I don't know. It would still be like kind of disappointing. And then the actual league is like right after that. So I don't know. I'd be kind of gassed for the type of steam I need for the actual league. Hey, it's Pooza. I remember you, dude. You're the GG Leecher. Thanks for following, man. Welcome. Hey, Puma. Good evening. How art thou? F8 was wondering what my crit chance on Spark is. It's like way over 100 while in combat, and the tooltip is 1.153 million. 1.153 million dips. Way overtuned. I probably could hike back a lot of crit chance, actually. But I just don't need it. This is a completely min-max temple, and I just don't need more damage. Somehow I did not get the checkpoint at the start of the temple. That is so weird. Yo, what's up, Flinick? How's it going, man? You run the 1K variant? That one's solid. That one's very solid for a P1 temple that isn't finished. Once the temple is finished and like things are getting really juiced, you really just want like more consistent damage. What's up, Aim Dad? 1 KD to invest in a wand. Does it go to 1819 Spellslinger? Yeah, dude. Totally fine. When your damage really gets up there, you don't even really need the Spellslinger. For me, Spellslinger is an excuse to not have to cast the Flame Wall. Because Spellslinger has no cast time. But otherwise, it's not needed. I don't need the Comet in it. I don't need the damage from it. It's just utility for Flame Wall. Which would work fine as a... If it only had 2 support gems, it would work fine. No, Zorite, I've never used it. I remember I tried once, and I was like, this is confusing, and then I didn't try again. But I maybe should check that out again. That's cool, man. That Palm of the Dreamer was really cool. Huzzah, that was awesome. Call Me Burr is asking how many divines per run. So single player, it's usually 60 minimum. And I think my PR, my personal record, any cross-country runners out there, my PR is 81, I think. 81, maybe 85. I did a P4 earlier today with some friends from Discord. And I believe we dropped over 200, or maybe exactly 200. That was kind of cool. Stuck on the Roman road. I got some news, L Hunt. You don't have to do the Roman road. I learned this in the process of planning to do the Roman road and then realizing in the planner, you don't have to do that road. There is another way. It doesn't even require the staff chamber. Look into it, man. You will see the light. The idea of doing a Roman road was really attractive to me. I like wanted to do a Roman road, but I was happy to not have to because it was extremely cumbersome. Flenick is the SSF dude. 94 now. Didn't find the unique yet. Do you recon I could do COC without Meligaros? Meligaros. Oh, without the gloves? Yeah, dude. Of course. Yeah, you definitely can. I was doing COC long before I put Meligaros in the build. And Meligaros, you know, when you start getting really good gear, Meligaros is a placeholder in the progression of a build because it does limit the crit bonus. Like this build has like 700 crit bonus. We would never wear Meligaros. Your PB is 3 divs. Are you crushing? That would be pretty cool, man. For sure, Man Bear Pig. Love your name, dude. I do my best. I don't get to everything. I wish I could, but... And sometimes I get to stuff and I'm just like on my phone while doing other things IRL, so it's not always the best environment for a good response, but I do the most I can. What's up, Koba? Thanks for doing Exclam Guide. I need to actually get the guide up for sharing. Exclam Guide is my way of prompting me to paste the guide into the chats. Yeah, let me see if I can very quickly tell you what to do besides the Roman road. Let me see if it'll let me like set this up really quickly. Hopefully you can see this. So I'm guessing you're here, right? I'm pretty sure the tech was this. This. Wait, was that it? Let me think here. Yep. Yep, that was it. and this, and then this. I think that was it. Do you see that? You can go Armory, Alk, Armory, inward, and then slam dunk with your smithy. And then you can still keep this. It takes a lot of locks to do all this stuff, of course. But then you can come in here and do smithy, boom, and you're done. That's it with the no Roman road. You thought Meligaros was obligatory to start. No, I mean, think about it this way. Like, if you have a good crit hit chance, then you're casting comets for free. And whether they have a good crit bonus or not, they are comets. And comets are OP. Look at them. Yeah, Meligaros is just a way to fix your crit bonus without having to use any stats on gear or tree. So it's, of course, very good. But you're SSF, man. You can't be sitting around waiting years for a Meligaros to drop. Although if you get a decent temple going, you'll see them like 5 times the temple and you'll turn it off your filter. So on the new variant, you have slightly less EHP than using Choir and Warrior. Go big ES chests. The big difference in the newest variant is you are stacking mana and life. And we are 100% mind over matter. We take the keystone. So energy shield is gone, but we convert energy shield to life and to mana. The ideal chest is that series, but it's a multi-mirror chest. I try to never like build a guide that I'm going to recommend people around multi-mirror items. I think it doesn't serve almost everyone. And for a large part of the season, it doesn't serve me as well. So the rare chest works just fine. It's what I'm wearing here. It's just a little rare. I think it was like a 200 div rare chest. Could be better for sure, but it doesn't need to be yet. Explain Spellslinger? I mean, if you read it, it'll make sense. But, you know, TLDR, it builds up charges, and then you get to sling whatever spell is in it without a cast time once it's charged up. I missed a guy somewhere. Oh, there he is. Yeah, for sure, man. What's crit percentage with the swap? I'm not sure what you mean by with the swap, but the crit percentage is 100. It's way over 100 with Headhunter buffs. I was saying you could probably hike back some crit chance on the tree, but I just like being like always at 100, so works out nicely. But there's a Headhunter buff that's like 300% increased critical hit chance, and in the temple, it's always on because you just pretty much always have 60-ish buffs in the temple. Very unlikely that you wouldn't have any one of the buffs. You got a HH in SSF? That's awesome, dude. Yeah, some purists think that like putting a Headhunter build is like wrong. In the sense that it fixes so many things in your build with just a belt. I get the feeling of where they're coming from, but in a whole nother sense, it's like it's the best item. So like your version of a purist is to like not use the best item. That's weird to me. So I can see both sides of the coin there. 96% is the sweet spot. There is a node on the tree to cover the rest of the crit. That sounds reasonable. Compare damage. I mean, that's the one thing the POB is really good for. If you're doing item swaps to compare damage, you don't need to configure anything. It's all relative, right? And I will do that when I'm considering upgrades. And just swap out whatever I have for a copy-pasted item from PoE trade. if you have the trait extension, you can copy paste them. So like, if I want to see whether this wand helps me a lot, I can hit this button here and then Control V it into POB directly and then toggle between the two items to see the difference in damage. And it's really great. Very helpful. What's up, Francis King? Milky BK's Hard Smithy Global Works chain. Can you assist? I'm not totally sure what your question means. You need help building your temple? I can't do that like live on stream, but you can go to Discord. We have a temple building help chat. And if you're lucky, frickin' go to Guru Tainted Tats will help you. But if you're unlucky, I'll help you after the stream. I did the most prominent layout in the temple building tool. I can never remember the name of the guy who invented the layout, but it's like the most prominent one. Lots of tech. Maximum tech. Yeah, some of the smithy chains are tough, and they require a lot of locks, and then you got to use your locks right so you don't run out. I had a lot of moments of learning when I was building this temple. I failed a lot, but made it out. I made it out alive. Musty, that's it. Thank you, Matrick. Yeah, it was musty. I think I'm maxed out on Waystone mods. Yep. Trying to get a wand upgrade possible for a brokey like me. I mean, yeah, depending on what you currently have, it's usually pretty easy to get a decent upgrade with the way the essences are designed for wands this season. If you have a really good wand, then yes, it can be thousands of divs to improve. Do you think you're getting less drop medallions the last few days? I feel like you're getting less locks. This morning I played in the temple in a party for the first time ever, and I started running out of locks, which was weird. Prior to that, I did not have trouble with locks my entire temple construction and all the time I've been running it. So that was a huge anomaly. It was probably just bad luck. By the way, to these stuck mechs, somebody who I absolutely love in Discord, who I cannot name, told me that if you frostwall those stuck mechs, they wake up. And he was right. So if you're used to the stuck mechs in these rooms, slot in a frost wall. The frost wall wakes them up instantly. Share the love. I think this guy's stuck. Wake up, buddy. 11 Spy Masters. I think that's how many I have. I know, like, some of the Musty temples run 12. Just to be a little bit safer. But I went with 11 and have been fine. Yeah, the bug mechs are really frustrating. You can be stuck there for like minutes. And there's no, like, I don't see any particular way to wake them up other than the frostwall thing, which finally worked. Towards the end of your crystals, you feel like you're getting less lock drops. That's interesting. Yeah, there's some tinfoil hat theories about like what causes more locks versus other cards. For me in this temple layout, I've just never had trouble with locks. I don't know why. Just unlucky. Yeah, I think that's all it is Azel. I think you just get unlucky sometimes. I had 6 saved up this morning when I was party playing, and I got unlucky quite a few runs in a row, and that was it. And then now I've got 4, and I'm pre-locked, so I rebounded. Oh, it's a headhunter buff that does it? Oh, that's really interesting, Pooza. That's fascinating. I never thought about that, and I've never tried toggling headhunter. Cool to know, man. I'm going to stick with my Frostwall so I don't have to lose my headhunter buffs every time, but it's good to know overall. Interesting. Okay. Good to know. That is 75 rooms. Dang, is that fast. You'll love to see it. And I like walking out of here. I like walking out like this. Yep. Remove and put back HH. Confirmed by chat. Doughboy wants the temple builder link. Yeah, dude. I'll drop it right here for everyone. Crypto, thanks for the follow. Thanks everyone for the follows, for being here tonight, for hanging out tonight. So yeah, mine is Musty A's optimized. I use this, and I changed up this corner a little bit for one less lock and a little bit more juice. Some people are cool enough that they don't have to have Architect here and they can still figure it out. That is not me. I had to have Architect in the right spot. For sure, man. And yeah, the Roman road is not needed. I just showed it a little bit ago, but in case you didn't see, when you get up into this corner, it was believed that the only way to do it is to Roman road up here and then use a sack chamber. But you can just go armor, alchemy, like you always do for this tech. And then instead of doing another armory out here, you just do one inward, and you go backwards with your smithy. And then you crush this thing. It's actually really efficient. And then you go smithy here, and then golem here, and crush these, and you're done. Very, very nice. The Roman road is kind of nasty. Yep. The templates are down here. They have cool templates down here for preset loadouts, basically. Okay, what do you think is the best one-off room here after all my upgrades are done? Which they basically are. I have 2 smithies left to upgrade. That's just kind of a layout improvement. Is it Sealed Vault for rarity? Is it Chamber for effectiveness? Is it Dynamo for construct effectiveness? I can't do that one, and I don't think I can do Thaumaturge. So it's those 3. Generator or Vault? Interesting. Okay. I do generator when I want those upgrades, but otherwise I don't think the generator makes for a much better room. What does it do, though? It's construct effectiveness. Dynamo upgrades the golems. Level up your golem chamber. Well, yeah, these 2, right? Yeah. Bonk. Makes them 30% increase mods from garrisons. Okay, that's the best. Okay, thank you all. Here is a link to my filter. Somebody did an exclam filter. This is my temple filter. If you want my mapping filter with the custom sounds, which is definitely my more popular filter, you have to come to Discord. Building your second temple? I'm jealous. That's awesome. I like that 7%er. All the rest are bad. I'll slam these. All right, so from that temple, we got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 62 div. No, wait, 72? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 72 div. Nice. And a nice, actually, that's a pretty bad end of Aries. Delete that one. Did find a lock earlier today in the temple. That was pretty awesome. Gotta love it. This is already a 25.7. I bet this is already worth a ton. I'm going to put that there. Rock TV wants to know, Matrick, why you were building a second temple. Who would do such a thing? 1 to level of melee and brick crit. This is probably not worth much. Maybe 2 div. Probably not even. Send up a prayer at 3.
Hey.
Currently 53 to 99. Dude, you'll make it, especially if you're templing. The temple has gotten us all to 100 with much ease compared to previous seasons. Yeah, Doughboy, the lock usage is tricky at first. It makes your head hurt, or at least me it did, and then eventually it started to feel more intuitive. But I'm with you that it's kind of tricky. Okay, I'm going to turn off the Diablo music. It's been wonderful. And we will just do PoE sound and chat. Azazel asked if I'm excited for Freesia League. Dude, we were talking about it at the start of the stream. You know, in a vacuum, to me, Freesia League is the coolest thing. But only having 2.5 weeks and it leading right up to a real PoE 1 league, I am probably not going to participate. I just need, you know, my real life's busy enough. I need more time than that to get cool things going in a Freesia League. I'm trying to remember how long the last one was. I think it was around a month, right? A month is like, you can get some cool stuff going. How much rarity? I think I'm at like 123. Let's see here. 134. How did I get up to 134? My ring, maybe? I'm running an all-out rarity ring here, and that's where most of it comes from. They extended it to 2 months. Okay, yeah, that's more like what it felt like. That's a good league. This one, I don't think they would extend it because it's running right up against the actual league. And of course, they don't want their free private league for all the nerds to take away from the hype of the real league, right, where they make money. So I don't think they'll extend it. What's up, Seven Ming? I do have a guide out with 4 different variants that can match your budget. And I think my most recent video on YouTube covers like navigating those 4 variants. So that it will hopefully be of assistance to you. One day I will see a Gloom Shrine. What's up, Slyer? I don't know what it is. It's a lot. That's how I do tooltips usually. Is it enough? Yep. Is it more than enough? Yep. And then it's a lot. It's not very scientific. Here's the build. Links to the builds here. Originally slated for 30 and they extended it to 60. Okay. I mean, if they do that again, that's really cool. I just can't like plan around that. And I really don't think they will with the real league coming right up against it. Unless they push the real league back. Okay. They end up pushing the real league back again, and that makes sense. I'm a believer at that point. Where's this beast? Wait, where is this unchained beast? Huh. Oh, he's in there. Okay. There he is. How much is the flask? The flask is a lot. If you're on the energy shield versions of the build, the flask is like the next most important thing you need. On this version of the build, I don't even push flask very much. I only push flask if I get into a weird combat situation where I can't find the minion. And then I'm like running out of health, trying to spam spells and find the minion. Otherwise, I don't use flask. Thank you, Stonks. Yeah, I'm going to do that. This is the first season where I have been this budget conscious. In terms of like breaking the guide apart. And I want to do it on future seasons, but do it even better. I want to do it with like trade links and like more explanation of gear. I think I've found that like gear selection is the hardest thing for less familiar players to navigate. Like, the most assistance is needed with that. And it makes sense. Gearing in this game is complex. True, yes. Well, also, like, we leech health based on spell damage, right? We do many damage. Much pew-pew. What's up, Kyowo? No mirror. I would love to think that one is going to drop, but, like, mirror is just clearly designed differently in this game. I have seen quite a few in my days of PoE 1. And if I decide I want one and the league is like juicy enough, I can always get one. But in this game, I've never seen one, and it doesn't seem to matter what content I'm repeat farming at what rarity. You just have to get really lucky. I suppose if I was like a full-timer and I played like 5x what I currently play, it would be 5x more likely. No, I don't have a trade link for the jewels. You know, the jewels are very simple. If you're not crit hit chance capped, you want to roll crit hit chance on those jewels. And if you are, then you want crit bonus. The Heart of the Well, of course, is a little bit more nuanced, but I think I mentioned that a little bit more carefully in the videos and stuff. So here's a situation where I'm like totally out of health because I'm looking for this guy. Yeah, for the most expensive variant, the Spirit Against the Darkness is like a make or break. If you don't have it, then you won't be able to activate what's it called? Archmage. And if you can't activate Archmage, you shouldn't be on the variant. Basically.
The vow have many unseen.
I love Archon. So fast with Archon. Where's the lock medallions, dude? None. 0 so far. Don't scare me like this game. Why do you have percent chaos on jewels? If I did, it's just an accident. It's just incidental. Like, that was just the extra property on the jewel that I didn't care about, and it just happened to be chaos maybe on more than one. No, it won't help with Gloom Shrine. It's so annoying when there's one of these guys. But he drops an Abyss Tablet and says, okay, forgive him. Ah, very nice, Azazel. I'm glad. That's awesome to hear. Thanks for the comment. That's cool. Oracle looked really fun. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll be doing, I'll be doing similar approaches to build guides every season. It's kind of my second season doing content in PoE 2, and I think I'm getting closer to understanding like what's the most helpful use of my time versus what people really need to like follow something and get it online. That's like the first medallion in this string, and it's of course not a lock medallion. This is crazy. Medallions are being stingy. Yeah, so the quad Wrathpith is very expensive. It's so expensive that I decided to slam my own. Which I don't know if I should recommend that, because like it is a gamble. There's a lock. But, of course, actually buying it is not a gamble. It is expensive as heck. I think it's like 2K div or maybe a little bit less. You don't need all 4. Take what you can get. But of course, if you can get all 4, that's going to be min-maxing the build for sure. Love you.
Love you too.
See you tomorrow. Just completed. Temple final corruption chamber took 30 energy. What a meme. That chamber trolled you good. What is that? It's like the 10th heavy belt, this temple. There aren't usually that many. Doughboy, if you want to cap them, you can swap the rarity ring for something that has resists, and then they're just capped. There is a headhunter buff, which gives you like 50 all res and 10 max. And because we are basically always at 60 plus buffs, we basically always have it. And so you can see my reses are capped. It looks like I'm one off on chaos, but that's not a big deal in general, and then especially in the temple. So yeah, if you like to see your reses maxed out in the hideout, you can do it. There's room on the gear. But it is, if you're doing the temple, it's completely unnecessary. If you're in maps, probably bumping them up a little bit is helpful. But I don't know. I do mapping on this build as well. You know, I run all the, like, oh god, what are they called? Citadels. When I'm finding Vol Circles, and the build has no problem with them. Placid said if you're running only 3 on Wrathpith, try and do so much of a budget, you could drop Mana Remnants and Blink, so you don't have to get a 1k div against the Darkness. That's good. I like that. Especially if you're Temple only, dropping Blink is not the end of the world. The Archon buffs make you very fast with movement speed. And then, yeah, if you've got a, like, Wolf, Cat, or Stag, I think, Gold Charm, then you have movement speed there as well. Yeah, Mana Remnants is kind of a big deal. We don't spend any mana on spells, so, you know, if you're not taking a lot of damage, the Flask can pull the weight just fine. What will happen if you kill the Architect with your Temple, assuming you have both snakes locked? Your Architect, I think, could move, which could be disastrous, right? Am I wrong? That's been my fear. I don't touch him. How many locks do I have? I have 5. I'm going to restart this temple and get my buddy in here. Sitting around 140k spark damage like that. It's not amazing, but it's decent. Good enough for 40 runs. Nice. Very nice. You got 14 levels in there. Not bad. Okay, we got another generator. That's cool. We have a tier up. And 2 more locks. Bomb. And lots of stuff. I'm just going to dump everything in here to deal with later. And get back in there. My buddy is on a rarity bot, so we'll swap out the ring. And we're ready. Double check, double check, double check. Boom. Yeah, that is true. The Architect does not have to be in the exact spot.
These temples.
It's just really scary to not have it in the exact spot, because then you have to, like, you know, then you got to be sure you're doing things right. You know what I mean? What do we got here? Synth Flash? What did I miss? I missed something. Level 74, very nice. My buddy was just level 67 and he's 85 already in half a temple. Now he's 86. The temple XP is such a meme. I can't believe they did this. Now he's 87. $88. 60 mil gold in 3 temples. That'll solve things for a while. Very nice. Need levels now. Wish you could leech like this. They have leeching channels in the Forbidden Trove Discord. People actually pay you to leech their temples. I was trying that out today with folks in the Discord just to see what the P count loot looked like. And it was very nice. I was paying people 20 div a run to join me. And I will probably do that again, but only within the Discord because the TFT stuff was pretty sketch. Eureka stupidity. I really like how he says that. $97.52 ES. That'll keep you alive. Very nice.
I do love to play with fire. Remnants of a dead empire.
I like this big open smithy room. It's so satisfying to clear with comets. They're almost all like that now in this chain. That's going to be fun. Whoa. He's rushing in here. Level 6 boots? Why?
Not yet.
There you go. Matic is offering to run you, buddy. Go get him. My guy here's level 92. He's gone to 30 levels in like, I don't know, maybe half a temple. So outrageous. What's up, Kraka? I will post the guide in just a second. Give me a second. There we go. Oh my god. So much lag because I hit Alt. Where's my chat? Spam, 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 spam. There you go. Sorry about that. Tink, 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 tink. What spirit skill would you drop if you don't have the spirit on the chest? If you're only doing temple, I would drop blink.
This medallion.
And then turn blink back on for like doing vol crystals and mapping. And turn off like Archmage, I guess. There we go. We got a game name in there for you, Matic. Matric. Sorry, I've been saying Matic. Not correct. Incorrect. The temple is like weirdly not very difficult defensively either. My buddy here has 700 ES. That's his total defenses. That was his first death in a completely finished temple. Awesome. Very cool. People helping people. Tink. 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 Tripola. There's a lot of locks. I have 6 locks now. You have a silent temple. I leave the sound on because there's a lot of rooms where after you leave, like the boss of the room is still dropping loot really for a while. And you can hear it in the next room. But you often can't see it because of the fog and stuff. Whoa.
The vows have many on
Who did I miss? Okay, there we go. Uh-oh, my buddy died. If it tinks, I know it's a mirror or lock. Oh, that's a good way to do it. Okay. Yeah, as long as you're not missing mirrors and locks, it works out great. Does Rarity Bot always use a headhunter? I don't think so. I think they usually use Ingenuity to buff the rings for more rarity.
the vows have many on
But they always steal your headhunter buffs. So like I've had intermittently down to like 10, 15 buffs in this run because of my buddy being in here. And then when he dies, I can go back up to 60 for a little bit. Tink. Yeah, the meteors are very satisfying,
many on
especially when they're just like spraying around the entire room. So cool. I think this will be our last season with meteors like this. The skill has been too good. Too many seasons. There's too many ways to get it going. It makes it so it would just be silly to use anything else.
the vow.
I need more time.
Oh, there he is. Gotcha. My buddy's 94. How ridiculous.
The vow.
What's my PC specs? Your NVIDIA driver gives up. Oh, interesting. What does that look like? We crash? At the launch of PoE 2, this was like as good of a computer as I could have made. And I don't remember all the specs. I believe I have a 4070. I can't even remember like what the best number was at that time. But I went with it. Got 10 levels? Nice, dude. Very nice. Yo, Hentai. Thanks for the follow. Good to be followed by Hentai. Life is good. Just got a lock. Very nice. Congratulations.
You have made a great mistake.
Either way, Hinakora or Medallion. Tink. This thing, at least yesterday, the thing you get out of this room was worth like 9 divs. It's so ridiculous. Down to 11 headhunter buffs. That's scary. Probably don't have the all res. I do. Huh.
You have made a grave mistake.
Headhunter. Woohoo. Whoa. Big splody minion. That guy's getting pretty beefy. 30 mil health's not bad. I think he had 100 mil in P4. Aku says, does building the temple get easier after Spy Masters? You know, in the sense that you know, you're much more likely to have locks, so a little bit less stressful. In terms of the tech you have to build, the interior circle is harder, in my opinion, than the Spymaster chain. And then overall, I would say yes, it does get easier because every time you're running your temple, you're just like actually printing currency as well. So it feels really good. Alright, we have Tink's 2 rooms back here. He's got him. My buddy's got him. What's up, B-Bon Cute? Cool name, dude. Here you go. There's the build guide. It's for all variants. There are POBs for all 4. There's a tier up medallion. I'm just going to stick with locks for now. I'll get that later. Count myself lucky to have locks. Oh. Oh, okay. The door is blocked. So stupid. I had to clear the frost wall. Interesting. Whoa! Ooh, Vertex. Let's go. All done with my Spy Masters, and then I looped my temple. Oh, I mean, I don't mean to be like Mr. Positivity here, but some people loop it much farther along in progress, so, you know, even the greatest of builders has looped their temple near the very end. So it's not all bad. Yo, what's up, Alex? Good evening, dude. How's it going? Just finished Temple the other day. Run my buddy through 6793 in one run. That's the way. That's the way. Thanks, GGG. My guy here is 95. He was 64 just a little bit ago.
You have made a great mistake.
Boom. Getting laggy in here. Yeah. Alex says if you haven't looped, then you haven't really built a temple. And honestly, we have all accidentally done a loop. I did it on accident once on this, you know, quote, final temple build of mine. And I just happened to have a spy mass or a sack chamber card to fix it. Got very lucky in that. Lock and lock. Good. All right, let's count them up here. There's 56. 2 Wrathpith. Whew. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 116. 2 Vertex. 1 Headhunter, 2 Wrathpith. Oh, 119. Pretty solid. I'll take it. Just going to store all the item rolling for later. And away we go. Another dynamo. Sweet. Oh, Slabe, my rarity is like 130. Now my buddy here is a rarity bot, and his is like 600, so...
Unpredictable, as always.
Man Bear, that was P2. And loot in P2 is much higher than P1. Let's see if my buddy's done here. Isn't it a problem that you have to place a room before running the temple? Can it not break your temple? You don't have to. You can hold down control and click, and it'll let you in without placing a room. I don't know why they added that. It's very annoying to me that they added that, and I have a hard time believing that there's justification for adding that, but at least they gave us a way around it. Or yeah, that would easily force you to break your temple later on. I gotta switch back to my rarity ring. Looks like my buddy's done. What is that? Alchemy Lab. Fix my jewels now and popped on a Giga Roll Vertex 2 socket. Dude, very nice. How much is a +4 2 socket Vertex? That sounds nice. I want one. What would I do with that second socket? Can you put % life in helmet? That's what I would do with it if I could. Whoa. The rarity bot, my buddy rarity bot has like 600-ish. I don't know the exact numbers of rarity bots, but I know he just re-rolled that character so he could get over 600. No to the max life. Ah, dream on. Max mana, CDR, and cost efficiency. Oh, yeah, cost efficiency would be good. I'd probably go with max mana, though, since we're omni-stacking. A mirror or more. Wow. Crazy. Things being over a mirror is just like a thing you see a lot this season. Build has such high movement speed. Really don't need blink. But I also don't need anything else, so. A +4 2-sock with no crit is only 150. Ooh, but no crit. No crit, no thanks.
Corruption has both ways.
That's interesting. That is a massive increase for 30% crit-ish. Probably doesn't justify. Unless you're not crit capped, I guess, without it. +4 with crit is 450. Interesting. Hasn't that gone up? It's gone up. Divs have stabilized, which is nice to see. They were just in a free fall for like an entire week. I've never seen divs in such a free fall. Like exalts were like gaining value on divs. Very odd. 650. Okay. Interesting.
Get out of my way.
110. Getting away. That's burglary. Seems very good, even though +3. Great value add to any build. By the way, PSA 6% implicit Vinters was selling for 4 div earlier today. Just like anything Vinters. 6% implicit. That's your PSA. Don't at me, don't tell your friends. Is that a lock? Nice. Will I switch to Atsiri Chest at some point? Probably not. If I do end up in a multi-mirror situation and I'm not sure what to do with it, I'll probably get a Temporalis. But yeah, we'll see. I'm not totally sure what's next this season, if anything. I do have really big plans for the regular PoE1 League. I have a build that not only am I really excited to play again, but it's a really nice build that scales, you know, pretty pleasantly through the content of the game, and that I plan to make like every guide imaginable for, including like crafting and all that. So I may get going on like the legwork for that project after hopefully finding a mirror in this game, which is kind of the finish line for this season. Got kind of quiet. The loot filter went quiet for an entire room there. Still was kind of quiet there. That's a fake tink. Thing keeps turning on in NeverSync.
Perhaps you will. Practice
Tink. There we go. Noise is getting going again. I have 6 locks. Nice. Cozy. I know, right? It does feel like that. Why is it like that? I refresh my filter every day and then I have to go back in and like fix all the random uniques that are jacked up on the filter. I guess it's probably pretty hard to automate like unique tiering with the fact that instant trade is where it all happens now. Like, I don't even know how they do it actually. Now that I say that out loud. Because the trades from instant trade are not in an API endpoint, if I remember right. So I guess you could have people type it in every day or something. Go look. They have an instant corruption that makes it worth a lot. Yeah, that could be. But yeah, I don't know if it should tink then still. Based on like the other parameters for the tiering and the NeverSync. Yeah, exactly. If the base is that cheap, then and you're wanting to corrupt them, you can go buy the base. If it's a 20th of a divine, it shouldn't make the cool noise. Like, I still pick up, you know, everybody's got their uniques they like to slam, and especially this league, I always still pick up the Atsiri gloves. That's one I understand all the different things people value in that glove. So I take the time to slam it. But it's still not a tink. If I wanted to profit craft, how many divine orbs should I aim to get before attempting to do so? You know, Spooky, by the way, good evening, Spooky. I don't really know the answer to that. If somebody in chat does, feel free to drop it to Spooky Melon. You know, I suppose the answer is that it depends on what you are profit crafting, right? Like, you could just be profit crafting prep wands or something, and you only need a couple divs. People that do that zero to mirror hideout stuff, like, they start out with the most janky profit crafts, right? That don't cost much, and then they just keep going.
You have made a great mistake.
Those zero to mirror projects are really cool, by the way. That's so cool if people do that. Hey, hey! I get to take a drink of Dr. Pepper when a Hinakora's lock drops. Thank you, Spooky. I will spit the ice out so I'm not chewing ice in my microphone, which is super rude. Second lock today. Second Hinakora's lock today. Not to be confused with a lock medallion. Tiny Cory. Should I use them for sanctification predictions? Or sell them?
You reek of stupidity. No consequence.
Whoa. Matrick, by the way, is letting people leech runs. I don't know if that's an open invitation to anyone, Matrick, but it's pretty cool. I'm gonna say it out loud. I really like the leeched runs. I wish there was a way to like make it a little less personnel management type. Because I did one on TFT, and instantly there was a guy like hugging me in every room, stealing loot. And I asked him not to, and he would not listen. And then I kicked him out of the party. And I was like, boy, if this guy really wanted to ruin my life, he could go kill my architect right now. So then I panicked and closed my temple and stopped the project of letting random people leech my temple. I love Frostwall waking up mechs. So helpful, dude. You thought I bricked my temple? What's up, by the way? I have bricked it. I've bricked several of my temples. Not this one, though. This one's my golden baby. This one's bricking me with all of its loot. Yo, Ascend, thanks for following, dude. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. Hope you are having a good evening, a good day. As it should, yes, indeed. I think that was a tink in the previous room. Yep. What's up, Barnaby? Welcome. Hey, we got some more follows coming in. Food stamps. Thanks for the follow, Food Stamps. And Squid Ink, thank you for the follow. Appreciate y'all. Ascend says, I appreciate the Blood Mage variant video. Cool, man. Thanks for saying so. I've gotten lots of pretty good feedback on that. I think that was very helpful for some folks, which is always the goal.
A relic from long ago.
Show my temple modifier? Sure, I can pop this thing up and just leave it there for a little bit. If it please me, Lord. Cami Von Doom, thank you for following. Appreciate it. We have somebody with an X-Clan build. Here you go, Torrent. I will post the build link to all the chats. If I get the Nothing Diamond with the 12 Spirit, can I swap into a Wrath Pith without swapping the Amulet? Only if you want to use less Spirit Gems. Yeah, the Amulet gives 60 Spirit, and then the Against the Darkness, it's not a... Yeah. The Against the Darkness also is giving a good amount. I can't remember the exact number. I think on mine it's a little more because my Amulet is tier 2 affix. But yeah, basically you need both to do everything and to get rid of your Scepter so that you can run Wrath Pith.
You reek of stupidity.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 81 div. Pretty good. It has gotten higher as I've been able to upgrade like the rooms and stuff in my temple. Which I know is how it should work, but it's just worth mentioning that it keeps going up even when all your rooms are done. Okay, we're locked, we're locked. Close. I think this is the final room upgrade in the whole temple. Boom, boom. Feels good, man. Lock. Lock. How am I converting all cost to health without sacrificial robe? We are a blood mage. And, well, actually, that's actually not the answer, but, you know, it helps to be blood mage for the leech. We have a life tap in the cast on crit. And we have Adaluis in Spark. And then I have Life Tap in the Spellslinger as well. So anything that, you know, the quick answer is anything that is meaningfully doing damage and would otherwise cost mana, we are swapping to health, basically. What is a lock worth at the moment? 770. I think that's up from this morning. Is Mirror also up? Yeah, Mirror is also up. Everything's on the rise. Look at that gap for mirrors. Wow. 60 div gap on the buy sell for mirrors. Seems rude to me. So yeah, the conversion torrent, we switch Gore Spike, which is on the first 3 cheaper variants of the build and on the guide, and we switch it over to Crimson Power. Crimson Power gives us life based on the ES of our chest. And then, of course, everybody knows Eldritch Battery, which converts ES to mana. And these two double dip. So we have lots of mana, lots of life. Now, more ideally, you should have like 4k plus mana, which I do get pretty close when I put on a good ring. I get to 3.2. My amulet is life stacking. It would be better if it were mana stacking. I would do more damage. And then my chest, you know, also ideally, you don't use this chest. You don't need spirit on your chest to do everything you want to do. You have a better amulet. And you get enough from the Against the Darkness. And you put Dialias in Archmage. And you overquality your gems. And then you don't actually need all the spirit from this chest, but I'm not in that world. I didn't do things well enough yet. I still might go for it, but yeah, if you don't need spirit in this chest, then that frees that that prefix for more energy shield. And then of course the best in slot is at series. Super, super OP for this build.
These temples, always
Rearranging the guts. Dialias. Speaking of Dialias. There it is. Oh my lord, I died. That mech just owned me. I think I was getting mini stunned by his whirly blades. How much was the Against the Darkness? I believe a regular spirit one is like 900. A spirit plus life is like 1200, which is what I have. A spirit plus percent strength is like 1800. And then a spirit plus percent damage as extra, which is far and away the best, was like 2,500 or 3,000. But yeah, you really can't, you really shouldn't switch to this version of the build unless you can stack life and mana and use Wrath Pith. And and you can't really do all that unless you can get spirit elsewhere than a scepter. So it all kind of becomes an essential set of cogs to make the build really go. Now, we've been saying all along you could slot out Blink. Like, Blink is not required. It's not even that good in the temple when you start to get really fast. Like, if you have a Rite of Passage giving you movement speed and then you're doing the Archon tech, then you're pretty fast. Like, look how freaking fast my guy is at running. The Blink having like a little mini stutter to it, I think honestly makes it slower in certain ways. So then, yeah, if you're slotting out Blink, you could do away with the Against the Darkness. And if you're sticking with ES in the chest, you could probably get a much cheaper amulet. So that would be the budget-friendly way to go about this build. In next season, when I commit to a build, I really want to like step back and evaluate the importance of each item slot for people who are following it, and actually note like what upgrades per each slot are and what they do. Because it seems like people have the most questions about that type of interaction. Olroth is up a devious amount. Are you serious? Olroth has been so rude this season. 250? Come on. Jeez, that is print. I should be doing repeat Olroth runs. How much is 150 Olroth splinters? Wow, you got it for a steal. The +3 lineages are down a lot? Wow. I never bought one. That was not worth the bang. Not worth the buck. Totally said that incorrectly. Ah, I got heavy stunned.
Death is my power to wield.
49, nice. 150 or like 18 to 20 div. Whoa. So, yeah, I guess. I mean, I remember trying to self-farm an Olroth in .1, and it was not a common drop by any means. Much easier to find the mana flask in Sim. So maybe it's not too surprising that it's that expensive. Such an important staple for so many builds. Especially if you're running ES, ironically. Whoa. Somebody was happy up here.
You challenge the test.
What am I missing here? Oh, I just hadn't triggered the room event, I guess. There we go.
None can oppose me.
You challenge the test of the test.
Another vertex. We love vertices. Is the plural of vertex. Arctic Armor's doing 250k. What are you building, Cammy?
The vow of many arms.
Just a few comments. No comment. What do you call a build that has cast on crit comet but no crit chance in the spark? No comment. That's crazy, Slave. I mean, they are super rare. At one point, they were like 120 div just to get one. Just so crazy. Here you go, food stamps. I grab you the link. For some reason the link keeps coming off of the clipboard. Why? Here you go, man. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Thanks again, everyone, for being here. Folks on YouTube, thank you for subscribing. Folks on Twitch, thanks for the follows. Come on by the Discord. If you do Discord things, it's a good place. What stats should I be grabbing for the Warrior for the 400D version? So, you know, the most helpful is Spirit and all LE res. And then the third one is kind of up to you and your budget and your plans. I think the most ideal, generally, is for that third one to be Chaos res. But if it is max life or attributes, it's also pretty solid. If you're still running ES, global defenses can be pretty good. A lot of flexibility there, and I would, for the most part, I would just go with the budget decision there.
It's about time.
Heard you talking about res. What should we aim for before the headhunter buffs? 20. I mean, aim for whatever you want, but like minimum viable, I think is 20. People, I mean, I find in general, people overvalue being res capped in PoE 2. And it could be because of PoE 1, where like being res capped and really like 90 all res is a very important defensive layer. But PoE 2, the end game just isn't the same, and the content just doesn't get that hard. And if you have a decent EHP pool and a lot of damage, you just don't need res cap. And I have found that to be true in .2 and in .3 and now in .4. What's up, Violin? Done with Spy Master Tech. Time to do Smithy Golems. Nice, man. Let me know when you get up in that top left corner. There's very little good information about how to do the top left corner. You don't need the Roman road. I can show you the way. Show what ring I use when not playing with a rarity bot. Yeah, it's this one right here. So it's, you know, double tier 1 rarity prefix suffix, max life cast speed CDR, and then rarity in the, yeah, whatever you call it, up here. So the total rarity of the ring is 48. Obviously doubled by Calandris. Yeah, don't need the Roman road. Yeah, I mean, you may have heard that, Misu, but it's just not true. My res on this build goes up to 100, or goes up to cap with Headhunter, but prior to Headhunter, it is not capped, and I do some mapping with this build as well, uncapped res, and it's totally fine. I mean, getting one shot has other components to it than just your resists, right? It's also about your effective hit pool, which, you know, scales very directly with just like health and mana. I'm not saying like ignore res cap. I'm not saying that. That would be really silly of me. Res cap is still a decent thing to go for on a build, but if your build does giga damage and you're in PoE 2, you don't need to like solve res cap arduously before you're successful. You'll be just fine without it. This is the... Oh, I still can't remember the name of this guy. Where's my temple builder? This is the Musty A temple. Musty is his name. Yep, you can ignore the Roman road. Big time saver, big headache saver. Another headhunter. Woohoo! For the ring, is the lightning damage needed? No. You can just be a dead prefix there. I ran one with a dead prefix for most of the league. The prefixes that matter are the max life and then, of course, the rarity. Yo-ho, what's up, Kaleko? Good evening, man. How are you? How do you rain so many comets? I get that. That's probably the FAQ of the season. And I can answer it. So, you know, the first variable is the energy gain of your cast on crit gem, which scales with the level of the gem. And then it scales with the support gems, and it scales with the tree. The number 2 thing is actually having a lot of crits, a lot of critical hits. So with this build with Spark, your Spark needs to be 100% crit chance, and you need to have Pierce 3. The third, and this is the one that people often don't realize, is you need available health in your globe to cast more comets. Look at my globe. Watch it for a second. Watch it when I go into a room. Oh, God. A lot of people don't realize that their comet costs more than half of their globe. And so you are never going to rattle off like 2 at once, for instance. There's more tinks dropping somewhere. Was it that? Maybe it was that. So yeah, that can be the one that really gets people is, you know, your comet costs like, say, 1,500 health. Mine costs 1,300. And then, you know, your overall health in your globe is only like 2.2k. Well, you know, you got an inherent problem there if you're wanting to see lots of comets. Can I link the temple layout I had? Yeah, sure. Give me 1 second. It's this right here. So you go to this tool right here. I'll link it in all the chats. And then click Musty A's Optimized Temple. Hey, Ariema, thanks for following. Appreciate it very much. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. Can I use Splendor in the 4000D variant? Oh, yeah. That is best in slot if you got one. It needs to be an ES rolled one, right? Like that chest has a unique affix for the defense it buffs, and then it also has the corrupted base ES roll it can have. I would say you want, you know, at least 800 ES. Otherwise, go with a rare chest. Yes, I believe it says in the description, reused by Fubgun. Yeah, for sure, Ariema. Appreciate you. Hey, Matrick, put the follow. Thanks, Matrick.
You have made a great mistake.
Enjoying having you here, dude. Where can I see how much life my comets take? Well, you could pull it up in POB, which is a way to like troubleshoot overall issues. But if you just want to see it in game, just slot your comet onto the skill bar and hover over it. So like here's my cast on crit comet, and it's 1,330.
You have made a great mistake.
What do you mean by globe? Yeah, I just mean your health. Your health. This is the globe here. Just your health pool is maybe a better word for it. 2494. Yeah, so you're probably at 2494, and your comet probably costs 1,500, and that's why you're not seeing more comets. I can actually solve mine a little better. I can decrease the cost of this a little more, and I could probably get a lot more health in my globe. Globe. That's another 12 minutes and another temple. Swag Sloth. Thanks for the follow. 500k on Arctic armor. That's sick. That sounds fun. Hey, my temple auto closed. Why? Why did it do that? We were ready for it. Okay. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 68. Not bad. It's actually a little lower than what it's been. Dialia's is probably not worth much. Looks like maybe 3. And then got the Vertex, the Headhunter, a couple of good Andes, a couple of good Vendors. It's probably a 110 div run, depending on the Vendors and Andes. Ashamar said, did you see Snoobay's temple? Supposedly it's more effective. I haven't. With the diminishing returns in place, I'd have a hard time believing that it's like a lot more effective.
What's new?
But I think, with the game that we're in with this temple, any margins of effectiveness you can squeeze out of your temple,
do what I can to sell it for you.
It's a pretty cool flex. So that's neat that there's maybe potentially a more efficient temple out there. I think that's really cool. Okay. Very nice. Took out the Comet from my COC. It's costing me 958 life. You got to put it in the COC. The support gems will increase the cost. I think. Boundless Energy is a 115. Rockiata is a 120 if you have it. And you got to hover here and look at it. It may show it here. Let me see. No, it doesn't show it here. Interesting. Doesn't show the damage here either, which is annoying. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Woof. Look at that fire infused. That's so cool. Swag Sloth, I'll give you the link to the guide here. Yep, Matrix suggestions are very good. I'm not aware of the node for cost efficiency. Let me pull that up. Deep trance. Top left. These guys? That's an increase. What's up, Fabayar? Budget Temple Runner, second win. Playing full light spark, migrating back, having a blast of the build. Dude, thanks for taking the time to say that. I'm glad it's working out for you. Awesome to hear. Blood transfusion. Okay, thank you. Oh! Oh. It has conversion on it. Spell mana cost converted to life cost. Why would you want that? I don't want that. I do like this. This increases the cost at 40% spell damage. That's a lot of spell damage, though. $1.14. Okay. You take this with that Siri. Oh, I see. Okay. Because then the combined conversion probably frees up support gems. Like using life tap here sucks. But I have to. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool min-max of the chest. I didn't realize. Did I miss anything? Oh, Mr. Fister. Thanks for following. Glad I had to say that out loud.
Unpredictable, as always.
Got it. Makes sense. Okay, so with Heart of the Well, you can get it to 100, and then you have your sport gems free. That's awesome. It's a nice way to solve it. I mean, surprisingly, you know, this is my first season on Blood Mage, and a big learning moment for me was realizing that this is bait. This thing is bait. It's almost like the Mind Over Matter Keystone in the way that it's bait for a Stormweaver. It's bait and it's actually bad. Saving up for tools, just drop Rakiatas and Blood Ashes. Hey, congrats on the Rakiata drop. That's awesome. Small, slow, and steady upgrades. Feels good, man. What's up, Epic Mata? Welcome, dude. The life tap one. What's it called? Blood Magic. When I was theory crafting Blood Mage, I felt that keystone was like an essential. Kind of like the very first time I ever did Mind Over Matter in this game. Because it's 100% convert. I was like, okay, well, that saves you a ton of points and you're all set. But it turns out it's actually bait. I need your help, bro. I can pay with div. No, that's okay, man. I don't charge for help. It's free. I do recommend joining the Discord, though. You get help from others. Some are better than I am at all this stuff. And also I can check there and look at POBs and be a lot more helpful. What's up, Hair Young? Hair Young? Hair Young. Welcome, dude. Thanks for following. What do you mean blood magic in and of itself is bait? There's other ways to get that effect without losing your mana, and that's why it's bait. Because on a caster, your mana pool is super valuable, even if you don't want to use mana. Mana is damage, even on Blood Mage. Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate that.
What's life without a little risk?
Need some good gloves for your minion build. Oh, dude. Get crafting. Oh, yeah, I just saw, Alex, that you asked why it was bait. And yeah, it's... You know, it's... I don't mean to say, like, you need to unspec it. I just mean in terms of, like, the theory crafting space. There's other ways to get that effect that are better for your build. Where are these mechs? There they are. Now, in the early iterations of an archetype or a build, Blood Magic is a great way to get it all for, you know, 1 point. Kind of like Mind Over Matter is. But in like some min-maxed theory crafting spaces, you want to get rid of that thing and do it with other means. Yeah, exactly, Faber. Yep, exactly. You are spot on, dude.
The vow of many.
I saw you said that price has changed for the build. That's, you know, unfortunately, that's inevitable. Luckily, the temple will print your money if you're working on one. Oh.
Another medallion.
Oh, I got the medallion. Okay.
More time.
Perhaps the guilty of one fighting.
Yep, exactly. Yep, that's exactly it. And yeah, the way that, you know, the way that Eldritch Battery converts ES to mana And the way that ES recharge is kind of like an awkward thing on Blood Mage. Converting your ES to mana is like something you should just automatically want to do on Blood Mage. Because you're not using the mana for spells, so it's not a limiting resource at that point. But you can use the mana globe for damage for your life globe spent spells. And that's the true like power of the Blood Mage over the Stormweaver. And it's so powerful that like Stormweaver can't catch up. She has no way to be more powerful than that double dip. Is Rakiatas needed? Can I use Dialias instead? Yeah, for sure. You can use Dialias instead. I don't even need Rakiata in here. It would look almost the same without it. Rakiata is good on pinnacle bosses if you don't have an overwhelming amount of damage. And even then, like an LE weakness self-cast is going to be, you know, really good there too. No, Epic Mod, I don't generally, when I'm streaming, like manage bringing people into the party and stuff. I think it distracts me too much and I can't focus on questions and the conversations and stuff, so. Yeah, you know, Rakiata was really good in .3 just because of, like, the way the endgame was and the way the builds were. Caster was not as dominant at all. And, you know, Caster does the alley weakness. But this season, I agree. It's kind of bait.
Not yet.
I think a lot of that just has to do with the temple being our main farm. And boy, is it our main farm.
You challenge.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a number of POBs where people are running Rakiata, and they're running Elemental Weakness. It's like, uh-oh. I don't think they know what they're doing there. I got a feeling. There's been some science on Rakiata plus Sacred Flame. And basically the effect of your Sacred Flame neutralizes your Rakiata unless the enemy is outside your presence, which in this build, most things do actually die outside your presence, so it's not totally a lost cause, but it is interesting. Worth thinking about. Yeah, for sure, Epic Mata. Again, dude, join the Discord. That's where I can help people one-on-one, and you can provide more information about your build, and I can give feedback. Yeah, exactly. Exposure as well. Penetration, right? Sometimes you have penetration you don't even realize you have from like a 4th mod on Jewels or even on the tree. You combo that with the exposure stuff. It's crazy. This Vendors, by the way, is 4 div off the ground. If you don't have it on and you like divs, you probably should turn it on. It shows your damage higher on Ninja? I didn't know that. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, that would have to do with how the POBs are being configured, right? And you would have to tell the POB to apply the negative res. It's not going to do it for you, actually. I don't know if Ninja's automatic uploader is factoring that in. That'd be interesting. Sorry, Alex, I keep missing your questions. Yeah, essentially, if you've got a lot of energy shield and then you want more damage, you could even run a 3 out of 4 Wrath Pith and get a ton of damage by converting that to mana. And then if you have the Spirit, you can run Archmage. And Archmage is insane. 4% of damage as extra lightning for each 100 max mana that you have. And the drawback does not apply to you because you are Blood Mage. It is so OP. I feel like they'll add to Archmage next season, like skills must be paid for in mana or something. It's just such an empty buff that is not consistent with the archetype overall. They usually don't like those things. What's up, Sobas? Sobassi, or whatever. There's the guide to the build guide in Mobalytics, and there's POBs for all the variants. My most recent video on YouTube is an explanation of the 4 variants, going over them in depth, how to choose between them. Boomerang J with the follow. Thanks, Jay. And welcome to the stream, dude. Thank you for following. Alright, let me slam these so I can get them out of here. Not bad. Is this an updated filter? Yeah, this is specifically for the temple. This is the temple filter. If you want the link, I can link the temple filter. It is extremely strict. I've manually turned off uniques that I don't want to deal with. And obviously almost all currency is off. Maps are off. Stuff like that. Hey, we've got a sub. Rutlab. Thanks for subbing, babe. Thanks for the follow, too. Don't know why I just called you babe. That's what I call my wife. It just slipped out. Sorry about that. Yeah, here is the link to the filter. I should call all my viewers babe. He's like, Yeah, it got weird fast. Thanks for the sub. Hey, if you subscribe to the channel, I will follow it up with a creepy phrase. That's my thing.
I need more time.
I heard a random tink. Must be back here. Those come so late sometimes. Thanks for the follow, Mimikire. Hey, Maxim. Tinks are good, dude. We're averaging about 70 to 80 a run solo. Is this build doable on Oracle, or does Blood Mage just feel better? I don't know Oracle at all. I did play a lot of Stormweaver, and I'll say that on any caster, you can make some of the effects where you are, paying for spells with life happen, with the Covenant chest and some other techs. However, as soon as you start doing that with another Ascendancy, there needs to be some huge upside of that Ascendancy that Blood Mage does not have access to. Otherwise, you should just roll a Blood Mage. It only takes like one temple run to get your character to level 90, so that rolling process is not as heavy-handed as it used to be. Yeah, for sure, Epic. Appreciate it, man. I'll take a look after the stream. We have stuck mechs everywhere. By the way, a frost wall will unstick your mechs. PSA. Share it forward. I don't need tier upgrades anymore. That's nice. I need a medallion filter. I have to drop Temporalis or acquire the Storm. Not running a party and everything's already melting. Yeah, that's the thing. If everything's already melting, don't bother with it. If you want to improve, like, get more rarity, Or, like, speed things up a bit more. More movement speed or action speed, cast speed. Yeah. I totally agree, Bubbear. Totally agree. My rarity is, like, 130. Let's see here. 134. Rarity.
You have made a great mistake.
That's the Oracle equivalent of a similar build. Is this one yours, Rutlab? You pull it up. Whoa, interesting. Very interesting. I'd have to take a careful look at it to like do a, comparison.
Reek of stupidity.
Yeah, Covenant. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it would work, and it may very well be the best thing you could do on an Oracle, but it's probably still better on Blood Mage. And really, Blood Mage is sneaky. It's this node that is making us really, really overpowered. Oops.
You reek of stupidity.
Missing 5% from campaign. No. Oh, it's your tune. Very cool, man. Anybody using that Abyss staff is doing God's work. What do you mean when you say rolling? What did I say? I'm not sure what I said. Get you rolling. Ignore what I say. All right, we're locked. Close. Dynamo. Barrel. Lock. And lock.
Shipment sent.
Oh, yes. Okay, thank you, Aku. Yeah, I was talking about rolling your character, rolling a new Blood Mage, like basically starting a new character. Like you should just start a Blood Mage character. We got 68 that run. A couple of Wrath Piths. Not bad. When they only take about 12 minutes, it's really OP, right? I think I started the day at like 2,400 divs. And this is almost all raw profit from Temple. I didn't really do any like crafting sales or anything. I sold Verdixes and Wrathpiths and stuff, but yeah, not a bad day. If the Hinakora is like 750 div, and then I probably pulled about 3,500, 4,000 divine from the temple today. That's just stupid. That's totally crazy. Natpair asks, what's the quickest way to level? If you're a witch, just do the Essence Drain Contagion combo through the interlude, and then leech one temple run up to level 90 plus, and then swap your character over. Yeah, the temple is way out of balance in terms of like the rest of the game, but it sure has made for a really fun season for me. Rarity's at 152. Cooldown on Blink is 0.34. That's crazy, Alex. You're crushing it. 0.34. I'm a little jealous of that, actually. That's really fast. I tried to sell Waystones on TFT. Nobody bought them. So I still have 224. Anybody need Waystones? I turned them off on my filter. I was trying to see if anybody would buy them, and then I'd leave them on in my filter, but... Well, yeah, the reason for the shame is there's still no mirror, which is crazy, but... Trying to decide if it's worth it to roll Witch. I would say if you're wanting to run a min-maxed temple, then yes, it's worth it to roll. If you're just like, casually doing endgame stuff, Stormweaver's great. The Adonai build is like really, really powerful and fun. And it's very good in maps. This one right here, the Adonai cast on Comet. Highly recommend. All right, everyone, I got to head out. I got work tomorrow. I got kids that'll be up early. All the good stuff. Thanks everyone for being here. Thank you all for the follows on Twitch, for the new subscribers on YouTube. Very much appreciated. Thank you so much. A few subscribers on Twitch as well. That's always so cool. Thank you. I'm going to copy a link to Discord here. Come on over to our Discord if you're not already there. We've got channels for all the main builds. We have a channel for Temple Talk and one for crafting as well. And there are gurus in here who are way smarter than me. They are very helpful as well, very generous with their time and their wisdom. And I'm in here off and on throughout the whole day as well, trying to help people out. So come on by, join the discussion. Good night, babes. Appreciate you all very much. Thanks for coming by, giving me energy tonight. It was awesome. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.
Jackin, thank you for the sub, babe. N.A. Parrot, thanks for following. N.A. Parrot, thanks for the sub, babe. Appreciate it.